You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, CBS soap opera fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we want to talk to you today about Finn. We want to talk about Tanner Novlan's character on B&B and about his future, because a lot of fans are worried about his fate and worried that Finn might be leaving The Bold and the Beautiful. So we're going to talk about that, and we've got three facets of this to discuss for this larger issue of, will Tanner Novlan stick around? Does Finn have a future on the CBS soap? Click that subscribe button below right now. Take a moment, please, so that you get all of our latest soap opera updates directly from YouTube and stay informed. So there are a couple of things going on story-wise that you could look at and say, okay, this could pull Finn out of the storylines and see his character written out of the show. And then from a personal perspective as an actor, there's always reasons why actors leave shows and why Tanner Novlan might be pursuing something else. And, would he be leaving? Let's start with that one. Let's start with Tanner Novlan's film schedule and work schedule. So he has been, off and on Bold and the Beautiful. He's taken a couple of breaks. He was a central character on the series Roswell, New Mexico, but that show wrapped its series finale in 2022. So that's off the table. That's not a concern. He doesn't have to go and shoot that. And then Tanner also does those Christmas movies, like Hallmark movies, a couple of different channels do them. Netflix is doing them now. And he has shot a few of those, and he did have a couple that came out last Christmas 2022. So yes, there's a possibility he might need a little spare time if he's going to stay in this pattern of shooting these films for Christmas 2023, but a lot of times they shoot over hiatuses, they'll shoot over summer. And at Bold and the Beautiful, where there's such a small cast of characters, when the storyline is focused away from you and you are not front and center, then you definitely have the bandwidth to go do more work. So just from a personal perspective, there is no reason for us to think that Tanner Novlan has any kind of conflict that would take him away from Bold and the Beautiful. As a matter of fact, his most recent acting credit is Bold and the Beautiful, and the one prior to that was this Christmas thing that has already aired. So we're not even seeing any upcoming projects. He probably has some work in the pipeline, but it hasn't made it onto his IMDb page yet. So if you're worried that Tanner Novlan has this hot prospect that's going to take him away, so far it doesn't look like that. Now, let's talk about the two plot-driven things that could be a reason to suspect that the good Dr. Finn might be leaving. First and foremost is the ongoing threat of his awful biological mother, Sheila Carter. Sheila just had a heart attack, and Finn's adoptive mom, Lee, was going to stand there and just watch him die. Lee Finnegan was going to watch Sheila die, despite the fact that she has that Hippocratic oath as a doctor and she's not supposed to do things like that. But Finn intervened, and he did not treat Sheila like a criminal or his awful biological mother. He treated her like a patient, and he saved her life. And this coming week ahead on Bold and the Beautiful, depending on when you're listening to this is the set of scenes where we've got Sheila in jail, and she's going to be awaiting charges because Bill and Ridge conspired with the FBI to get her to admit first-degree murder with that bee attack all those years ago. And so the presumption is that she'll face trial and go away, be convicted, all that. But this is Sheila Carter. I don't see her going out like that. I see her finding a way to break out of jail, even though her guard friend is now also in jail, and maybe he's got some more guard friends. So there's still plenty of room for her to get out of jail. If she does escape prison or the jail where she's at now, then yes, she poses a significant threat to Finn. She shot him once already and he almost died, and she shot his wife so that there would be no witness. And would Sheila do it again? You'd like to think she learned her lesson and that she wouldn't shoot her son again, but this is Sheila Carter. 100% she would shoot Finn again, I believe, if it came down to her freedom versus taking another shot at her son. She's a monster. Let's not deny it. She's killed people. So I definitely think that she would take a shot at him again. I don't think she would walk up on him with a gun and say, I'm going to kill my son. But another sequence of events similar to what happened that got Finn and Steffy shot last time, I could see happening again. I could see Finn jumping in front of a bullet to save Steffy, or wrestling his mom for a gun if she's trying to kidnap baby Hayes. I definitely could see an exit for Finn where his biological mother could kill him. And that is a concern. But again, there's no sign that that'll happen, except for this second storyline plot that I'm about to bring up, where they might exit Finn to make room for something not new, but painfully old and recycled. And let's talk about that. Right now, it sure looks like Liam Spencer is about to lose Hope Logan, and not because of something that Thomas Forrester has done, but just because Thomas is a hottie, and I don't know, Liam is just annoying his wife. But it certainly seems like Hope Logan has her eyes all over Thomas. She is fantasizing about him. She is daydreaming about him. She was imagining it was him instead of Liam when they were having sex on the couch. And I guess it was imaginary Thomas was so great that Liam was like, wow, where'd that come from? So apparently she only performs like that for imaginary Thomas Forrester. But the bottom line, the upshot to all that is, if Hope goes over to Thomas, then where is Liam going to head? He's going to head to Steffy. That's what he always does. And it's so painful how they like to recycle the Liam and Hope and then the Liam and Steffy. And have they given up on that? Heck no. I'd be stunned. They just love to keep replaying that. So if for some reason something happened to Finn, like his awful mother killed him or kidnapped him, something, then that would clear that obstacle between Liam and Steffy. Then again, Finn could get mad and leave her if Steffy let Liam back into her life, because she did cheat with him once before and Finn let it slide, but it doesn't seem like he would probably let it slide again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool you twice, shame on me. The old saying. So if Liam came crying over to Steffy and Steffy took him into her bed again, that could be a deal breaker, and that could be a storyline reason that they might exit Finn. Right now, it definitely looks like Liam is about to be at loose ends, and Sheila, surely she'll be escaping. So there are two very real plot points right now that could pivot to see Finn's character dying or leaving town, being kidnapped, being dragged out of town, being, dumping his wife because she has let Liam back in. There's a lot of scenarios this could happen. At the same time, there is no indication that it will. Finn and Steffy are so happy. We see them canoodling constantly. They have all these really sweet scenes together. They're great co-parents. They adore each other. So it would be terrible for me as a fan of Steffy to see her lose Finn one way or another and Liam to be back in her life, because Waffle Boy just personally isn't my favorite character. Hit that subscribe button below right now so you don't miss any updates from Soap Dirt on YouTube for all of your favorite soap operas. And let us know what you think down in the comments. Are you worried that Finn's going to leave? Do you think something could happen to him with Sheila being the psycho she is and Liam being pathologically drawn back into being unable to function unless he has either Hope or Steffy in his life? So, there's no reason to think he'll exit, but fans keep asking, and certainly there are storyline reasons to think that something could happen to his character. But in terms of Tanner Novlan as an actor, there's no upcoming projects that we're seeing that would pull him away from that side. But could he be pushed away because of a storyline? Maybe. That's how soap operas go. But it'd also be great if he stood to fight for his woman. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.